I've been playing Blue Archive for 4 years now, since the game launched in 2021 in global, and since then, I don't know if it's just me, but I have disliked the game more and more and more as the updates coming through. Like, there is no winning with Blue Archive in terms of it being a good live service game or good gacha game. My first reason why I'm upset with Blue Archive is legit. The game's combat is boring as heck. They don't even try to innovate the gameplay. Like, the gameplay has been the same for for the literal creation of the game, which is fine, but with how broken they make students in Blue Archive, nothing is challenging, nothing is necessarily difficult, and it's all just a pure brute force game. You just throw in students, like, you freaking throw in the monkeys jumping on the bed, like, okay, one monkey broke his leg, throw in another monkey, like, there is no difficulty at all, because you could legit bring one super good team, and then just bring another super good team, and then another super good team. There's no challenge. You could do difficulty torment with just like brute forcing it, using a bunch of teams, and you win. But aside from the content just not being challenging, the characters themselves, like the characters you get, are not even enjoyable to use. Like, just recently, they announced 2 new characters for the Japanese servers of the game, and 2 of them, and it's Nia and Nagusa. And the one I'm looking at is Nagusa. Nagusa is another dang single target character. How many more single target characters do we need in this game? Like, they release so many single target characters, it's absurd how many they release. Like they just oh, single target? They just pumping out freaking so many single targets without actually thinking, why don't we release more characters that are actually unique? Like, it's absurd how many single target characters are in this game, which just shows how uninnovative the game is, because they can't really do anything else besides just releasing the same dang characters over and over and over again, and it just makes collecting characters less interesting because there's no type of team building at all besides, a different kind of damage multiplier. Like, even characters released on day 1 are still viable because they have insane damage numbers. Characters released nowadays, they just have like extra buffs or something. It's so annoying when your favorite character is single target, because like a lot of times a lot of bosses, they would spawn enemies in. So then you have to think, do I gotta use my single target? I got to save my single target. I can't use the single target just sitting there doing nothing for the whole battle because the boss themselves hasn't popped up yet. My second issue with Blue Archive is the PvP. Blue Archive's PvP is an auto battler, and it's a pure luck-based game. There's no skill with it at all, because most of the time, everyone just runs Subaki. You can't do anything. It's just Subaki. It's always Subaki. And they throw in another Mika. It's Mika. Freaking Shiroko swimsuit. There's no skill. And I can still I can still win some battles, but most of the time I lose because of the auto battler. I could easily win if I could actually choose what skills I choose on the enemy's freaking students, but no, instead, because of the auto battler, the luck-based auto battler, it uses my support skills first to then give me my damage, and then I can't kill the sniper in the background that's sniping my freaking Iori, killing her, and then I lose. You know what I would have won? I would have won if I actually was able to use my dang skills. then the auto battler's saying, okay, you need to put your shield up. I don't want to put up my shield first. I want to attack first. I want to get the sniper, but the auto battler is like, that's a dumb thing. Don't do that. We need the shield. We need the shield because that's the most important thing. Like at the start of the battle, no one's taken any damage. Nothing's even happened. They just say shield. And sure, cool. I guess you could think of, oh, the shield is good for like, future, but like I want to kill the sniper first. I want to have the freedom to kill that dang sniper first so I don't get killed myself. Because even with the shield, they're just gonna snipe through that shield. The shield's just gonna be like, yeah. Also, I should mention that their system of the cover system is straight garbage. It barely impacts the game. Like there's never been a time where I'm like, I need to bring a character that gives me cover. Like this isn't freaking Nikkei Goddess of Victory where having a character that can replenish your cover is at least sometimes decent, but like this game, like the cover gets destroyed instantly. So what's the point of the whole gameplay mechanic when it just never gets utilized to its fullest potential? Like the only times I really cared about the cover is like whenever it's like a buff, like you'd plop it down, and then like an AOE effect gives me like I don't know an attack speed up. Like that's the only time I really seen cover. And there's also that one boss with gauze where it's like, the ball, or like Shiro and Kuro. It's freaking, the ball is coming in like, woo, and then you roll, and then you place the cover, and then like, it stops the ball. Like, oh, cool, you stopped the ball. Oh, but like, besides from that, who cares about freaking the cover mechanic? My second issue with Blue Archive is the events. The events are dog water. Like, there is no originality with most events in Blue Archive. A story, some challenges. Here you go. Event. It's been like this for 4 years now, and they haven't changed it up a bit. Like, they haven't even done anything to make it relatively different. Make events more interesting, more engaging. It's the same gameplay archetype for 4 years. They just release a skill, a freaking shop with some materials, and call it a day. Release some new characters, call it a day. They'll give us your money. And sometimes they release these little mini games, but they've been rerunning the same mini games since the beginnings of times, dude. Like most of the events that mini game events that they have is a card game, a raffle, dice. I don't even remember the events because of how unmemorable they are. I just like they're unrememberable, but because they're used so much, they're overused and they're just not engaging whatsoever. Considering most events it's just a daily thing. You log in, you do your freaking chat, you do your quests, and then you just sweep it all, get resources, then boom. Like I think the only events that I really remember are the ones that have special mini games, like the one with the Kazuza and the freaking band. Like you get the band manager. That was cool. There was also that freaking maid event with Aris where it had the roguelike. That was cool. There was also Conquest. I hated Conquest, but at least it was different. Like Conquest hasn't been used in a while, but but it's memorable because it's unique. It's not used a lot. The other ones, they aren't because they're overused to the point where I don't even remember which event they originated from. I don't even remember which one they originated from because of how many times they've used them. My next issue with the game is overall the amount of like interactions with your characters. I'm going to compare Nikkei with Blue Archive. In Blue Archive, from what I can remember, there's only like 4 ways to interact with your characters. There's the cafe, the bond stories, the L2Ds, and also the just like in Sensei's office when you don't have the LTD active. Those are the only 4 ways. Now, when you think of Nikkei, they have 5 Bond stories. They have 20 advised stories. They have a bunch of encounter events that you can just randomly encounter when you're going through the outpost. And they have special dialogue when they get to Bond 10. Blue Archive doesn't have that. There's no special, like, the Bond system, like, it's only used when, for, like, getting extra stat buffs. Like, no one cares. Like, once you get all 5 or all 3, like, and that's the thing. The Bond stories, by the way. Like, the amount of Bond stories for characters is, like, so low. Some characters only have, like, 3. Some characters have, like, 6.
Big correction. Every character, every default character to be precise, has at least 4 Bond stories. Still, some characters do have like 6. Heck, some even go up to 7. So it's still pretty inconsistent with the amount of Bond stories for certain characters, which I feel like is pretty dumb for a game that really relies on its story to really keep players playing the game. So just wanted to make that small correction.
It's like, why not increase the freaking amount of interactions with the students? Like, I want to feel like I'm actually, like, having some moments with them than just those Bond stories. Like, there's a whole, like, section in the game called Lessons that pretty much works like Outpost in Nikkei, where you just select an area and then with characters in them, and then you can raise their Bond levels. Unlike Nikkei, where it doesn't do that. But, like, why can't there be, like, a moment where there would be a character icon and it'd be, like, an encounter icon, and there's a special little story you can read, and, it's silly, it features multiple characters. And I'm mentioning this, like, want for more character interactions and more story is because Blue Archive is honestly a visual novel. When you start playing with Blue Archive, you're gonna be playing it for the gameplay. The gameplay's cool, ooh, cool, awesome. I love the combat, awesome. But then when you get to the higher levels, level 90 is the maximum. Once you get to level 90, it's just story, visual novel, visual novel. Like, you're not even playing for the actual gameplay, the actual combat. You're just playing for the story, and that's kind of it. I have a lot more issues with Blue Archive. I might make a part 2 if I really feel like it. But, like, those were the ones that I've really had the biggest complaints with Blue Archive over the years, because Blue Archive it really is a terrible live service game. Like, the game itself isn't bad, but, like, being a long-term player, it becomes such a chore to even want to play the game because there's just nothing to do. It's a pretty boring game after you played it for 4 years, and I guess you could say, like, oh, that makes sense. But this isn't like a boredom of, like, oh, I played it too much. No, there's not enough content in the game that it's become boring. There's not enough content to be good for me to want to keep on playing. Like, it's just like that's just how it works. And this game, Blue Archive, is currently going down that path, which I hate because I love Blue Archive. I love Blue Archive so much, and I wanted to see it improve, but they just never doing it. They keep doing the same things. They release new characters, maybe a new game mode, but, like, the game modes suck, in my opinion. That's another issue I have with the game. The game modes suck. They release a bunch of merch. They do another collab, but the collabs honestly have been mid, besides the Hatsune Miku one. As you can tell from last video, where I'm a Miku fan, so I love that collab, but even that event was mid. Like, even that one was mid. They don't even do full potential with their collabs, and they've only had 2 so far. They also just released more story. Like, that's all there is. Like, it's the only thing I really get excited about is the new story, because the story is great. The story is good. Either way, Blue Archive has really just... I don't like it. I don't like the game anymore. The game is not as great as it was in the beginning. And you could say it's good. It's still good. But as a player that's been playing for 4 years, it's kind of hard to like a game when the content has been the same for 4 years.